This is kind of hard to tell because, again, it all is dependent on the conversation at the time and what the circumstances are during that conversation. If you have a reunion that you canceled and rebook, you're going to have a lot more luck booking that same rate that you were at originally. And so you're not going to see that spike in rate. However, we do have to, cognizant of the hotels have some revenue to make up. But again, if those occupancy rates are they're slowly climbing. We were at 50% in Omaha over the 4th of July. So that was a really good thing to see. But if those occupancy rates continue to rise and stay at that point, you're not going to see a huge jump in prices. But, we never really know what's going to happen.
I think they're going to stay flat because most of our groups have moved to 2021 and they've held the same contract as 2020. So I have a feeling they're going to stay flat. And I think in 2022, they'll definitely increase because the hotels are going to have to make up all that huge loss they took.
But everyone else is saying, I don't think that we're going to see anything that's beyond what standard is as far as how, the rates are playing out. I think, again, what Sonia just said, the need time, being a little bit more flexible with your day patterns, even if you don't want to necessarily jump out of your month that you usually are used to, perhaps considering a different stay pattern, so that again you can kind of fill in that need time and then kind of help to get a better negotiated rate.
Well, I tell you, from the deal that I signed today, these folks got a well of a deal. So my thought when we talked about this earlier, my thought was that it was going to be the opposite, that they were going to be trying to make all the money they could make, and that's not what's happening right now anyway. They're just trying to get heads in beds right now. So they gave these folks a real deal. When you have the choice of between several different hotels, that can happen. But I think overall, we'll see what we did in 2007, 2008, when we went into that. I think $99 was the going rate for things, and after that, it was 105 and 107 after that. So there was almost a $10 increase after that, and I think that we're going to see that again.
I think the rates will increase because the hotels have lost the last 6 months, or probably this whole year. They've lost a lot of money over the last year, and they'll have to make it up. And when they have to make it up, I don't want to be greedy by saying the hotels are going to charge the rate. They have to make money in order to have their staff come back.
Right.
Okay. So they can't do it based on the lower rates. They have to bring their staff back. Once they bring their staff back, and I mean the whole staff, then they can go back to normal, whatever rates they have. They have to go back to that par where they were.
Sorry.
So, we've been talking with hoteliers. They obviously prices are down a little bit right now, but they really don't want to take them back down too far because they can never gain that ground back. So there's going to be some deals out in the short term, but if you're looking for the long term, I think planners really need to balance the stress and and really the savings. What are you going to save? $10 a night? $15? Is that stress worth it? I think planners really need to book on the confidence of their group. Make sure that their group is going to come out. Make sure that the group is going to support the reunion versus trying to save a couple bucks on that rate, because it's just not going to be worth the stress and the attrition and trying to reschedule. I don't, and everybody else will be speaking into, but I don't think the rates are going to go down so low that you need to seize on anything right now. I think it's more important to make sure that everybody's having a safe, good time at the reunion and book according to that.
Any indication that rates will skyrocket or go up dramatically or anything like that. But much like John said, I don't foresee them being at an all-time low. We've had some rates for weekend getaways right now that are pretty inexpensive for just leisure visitors traveling through. But for the groups that are booking 21, 22, we've not seen a huge change in rate.
I agree with both what Roger and John has said. And it's also going to be on supply and demand. If it's going to be a slow weekend, they, again, as we stated earlier, talk to your hoteliers and your DMOs and CVBs and see when those downtimes are. I mean, we can tell you when the citywides are going to be that are there yearly. Don't try to book in those. You're definitely not going to get a discount during that time frame. And we also want you to feel special and not get overrun by a larger group in the area at the time.
Yes, and I think communication
Yes.
goes very far nowadays. It's been said that as long as you are in the loop and you are open-minded, you can get a lot of things accomplished, and that applies to negotiating rates. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did. Of how rates are going to be how are they going to be in 2021. I think there's enough media coverage, professional media coverage for hoteliers to remind them about the last recession, how long it took to get the average daily rates back to pre-recession levels. So I think sales managers are listening to it. But at the same time, it comes down to human nature. Those sales managers still have goals. Companies still have goals. So I think as long as you communicate with your sales manager at the hotel level and on another layer, add on another layer, rely on your relationship with DMOs or CVBs and help you negotiate the best rate that is out there, you can achieve that via communicating with the hotel or over communicating nowadays.
Echoing the same as everyone else, just trying to be flexible, especially because we have moved so many groups from this year to the next year or so that the demand is going to be a lot higher. We're expecting, the conference center and the hotels, they're all like, oh my God, 2021 is going to be amazing. Like, we're going to knock it right out of the park. So they're already filling up. But I'm sure that there are going to be need dates that aren't full, that as long as a meeting planner or a reunion planner would be willing to be a little flexible, we could get them in a spot in a great time of year and they could still, get nice rates.